F1 Clash is about to move into the 2025 season, commencing the 6th of May. But first of all, we have got some important GPs to tackle before the end of the season, with 2 GPs left to go and beat. Can we go and get that P1 that we've absolutely been hunting for pretty much the whole year? Now, let's get into what is going to be a very interesting GP. The Earth Day event. Schumacher and Senna taking a boost this week, as well as Powerhouse and Beat. But we are not in the strongest position. Yes, we don't have high, big levels of Senna and Schumacher. We have level 3 and level 4. So it's going to be a very difficult week. There's a lot of drivers out there, a lot of rivals who are going to have a lot higher levels than ourselves. So we're going to have to try and hopefully do the best that we possibly can do. Now our first circuit is coming up from Imola, and it is ×2 rewards as well. So double the rewards this week. It's crucial that you get through to the final round, so make sure to watch our strategy guide videos. Now we have got in this video a trip to Imola, a trip to Hungary, we've got Melbourne, and we've got Belgium. But can we start off in insane scoring points? Come on, let's do this. Here we go then. To race number 1 we go. Real player matchup it seems as well, which is going to make this very, very interesting. Can we start off with maximum point scoring? That's what's got to be the aim. That's what we need to complete as we go to Imola for this race. Gladiator boost or Iron Force are very good boosts around here. But let's see where we qualify. It is P14 and P16. Wowza. Starting towards the back. So we're probably going to go for a little bit, I feel, of Gladiator boost to try and get that little bit more race start. Now I am going to go to the mediums because they are a very decent tyre in these conditions. So here we go. Race 1 challenge about to commence. Can we get off to a good start? And it's self-control and instinct.
And it's lights out and away we go.
Can we score 53 with the sponsor task bringing us to that 53? Senna has made a good start into P5 already as he goes through and is going to get to turn into P3. He is flying. Schumacher flying along as well. So power unit tracks are often the ones that we absolutely blitz. It's going to be Hungary and Belgium where this week expects to be very, very tough. But as you can see, Senna has hit the front at Imola. Here comes Michael Schumacher. It feels weird racing these two this week. They are currently P2 and P6 as Senna gets overtaken. Can he get back into P1 from Charles Leclerc? Yes, he can. Settles back down into P1. Schumacher P4. Now, the reason that we go for a 2-stop or even a 1-stop round this circuit is because the pit time is so long. So we try to avoid the 2-stop where possible. But again, in lower series, it's a lot harder to do a 1-stop. So for us in Champions, it's going to be all about the 1-stop. And we're in a very nice position because we have got Charles Leclerc and Perez, which most likely will be in this lap for a pit stop from the free softs. Because that is a long way to go on soft tyres. Now let's close up these cars and make sure that we get ahead and stay ahead. There's Schumacher into P3 as we come down the straight for our next lap pit stop. That Ferrari should pit, and it does. So into the pits they come, and that releases Schumacher and Senna to take a 1-2 at this time. This should be a decent scoring point. Rival hasn't made any ground, which is interestingly still sat in 17th and 18th. That's a really bad start from the rival, but they are on mediums, which is the right optimum strategy, and I'm sure they will start to make some positions. As Senna comes into the pits along with Schumacher, our only stop of this race, and in he comes. No double stack, which is good, and then we're going to come back out. As you can see, Senna absolutely pushing out. We'll grab a little bit of a thumbnail for a bit of fun, and out we come. Senna and Schumacher leading the way here in race 1. And this is a wonderful start to racing. This is exactly what we needed. We are miles clear. And even P3 still has to pit. And they are 14 seconds behind. Now, let me know in the comments, are you using Senna and Schumacher this week? If you're not, let me know who you are using. Or if you are, let me know the levels that you have got, as we are in for a lapping of the rival. It looks like they've done 5 laps on the medium tyres, which is interesting strategy. Trying to go for that 5-3, which doesn't really work around this circuit. But we are catching them. I don't think we're going to lap them. It'd be nice to lap them for a bit of fun. Who knows? We might. We might. As level 3 Senna, level 4 Schumacher round the final turns with 2 laps to go. And they are moving up positions as well, the rival is. As we've got Zhou Guan Yu. We're going to lap a couple of cars. Look at that. Loads of cars to lap. And there is the rival. There is the rival. We are going to lap the rival as we fly past. And it is P1 Senna. There is the second of the rivals' cars. We are going to lap and we're going to absolutely fly past them in this race number 1. It is going to be the perfect start. And we're leaving the rival to wonder just how. P1 and P2. It is Hamilton and Alonso, though, for the rival. So no Senna and Schumacher. So a little bit of an unfair matchup, you could argue, 100% for the rival. So it's not as bad as it seems. Or is it? Let me know down below. But we are going to get through and worry about ourselves to a solid 53 points. 47 plus 6 additional race points for the sponsor task. As we cross the line, Senna wins in Imola, Schumacher's second, and the rival is only just coming over the line to start lap number 8. Looks like they went for like a 5. It looked like they were on 5 mediums, but they've used a lot of tyres, so I'm interested to see what this rival was running in this race. The car setup and obviously the tyre strategy as well. Self-control and instinct, they have used the free boosts, so obviously lacking performance from the boosts. But they're about to come over the line in 11th and 12th. And let's see what the rival was running. So there they are, 11th and 12th as they cross the line. 1-2 for ourselves, 27 points versus the 47 for us. Now let's have a look. It was a similar team score matchup, not far off, only 35 team score being the difference. And you can see there, level 4 Hamilton, level 4 Alonso. So a really lower level. That's quite a big difference in drivers. So these legendary drivers with the 20% really making our matchups a little bit wrong, I'd say. And, I mean, if you've not got the drivers, at least have the car setup right. You're never going to win big points running a balanced setup in GP. But after that race has been completed, let's go and find out. There it is. The +6 has counted. Race 1, 53 points. On to race number 2 we go. This is where it comes unstuck as we approach the very difficult Hungaroring. Hungary is up next, and this is where our levels are going to struggle. Our drivers need to be higher, so we're going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat. We're going to need a decent race start, which doesn't usually happen at this circuit, and you can see here the rival has got a decent enough qualifying position as well. Now we're going to run the soft tyres, little bit of a race start involved with that boost. Let's see how we get on. This track, awful for a race start. You can get stuck, and what makes matters worse, we're on the outside with both drivers. We needed inside lines for this circuit. Let's see how we get on. Schumacher, he's not had the worst start in the world. It could have been a lot better. Senna already pushing to the top 10, and the rival absolutely just on medium flying past us as well. That is not the start we needed. But how that rival has stayed ahead, I will never know. That is why sometimes, doesn't matter what start you do, you just don't get past. And we're up to P10, P9. And now homing in on Lance Stroll, who somehow is in P8. How's that one work? Please tell me. As now we're still pushing. And we're up to P9 and P10. This is where we knew we would drop points. We are not high enough level drivers. But you never know what might happen. A cheeky little safety car at some point would be nice as well. But we're going to go soft and soft. And you can see there, Schumacher looking a little bit stronger than Senna at the moment. As we go down the straight, probably just look after a bit of power unit with Senna. As we get through into P8. Let's try a cheeky move on Stroll. Not happening. So up to P8 we go. And it's going to be slow progression, if any. Look how far P1 is ahead. That is why in these GPs you have to have crucial legendary levels to be able to score big points. You can see we're trying our best. You can see we're up to currently P6. We're going to come back for soft tyres. But yeah, I refuse to pay what is needed this week. Sadly, it's not going to be a P1 week attempt because I just don't have the levels. So Senna going to come through onto soft tyres. You never know, a safety car or anything like that would completely change this race. Would completely change it. Because, I mean, AI Leclerc, so quick. He's already coming out the pits as we are entering our pit box. Ridiculous pace from the Ferrari driver. As we come out in P8. Yep, P8, we can keep that position. Hopefully get past the rival. Yep, P7. And Schumacher coming with as well. So just got to keep some points. We're going to get +6. I wouldn't mind 50 points from this race. But I think even that is a little bit of a stretch at this stage. Where can we get to though? If we need a safety car this lap, if it's going to happen. As Schumacher comes round, he's started to go pretty quick now. You got Russell coming out of the pits. And Schumacher just losing out from the Mercedes drivers. He is 7th. No safety car, it seems. We are catching P1. We are catching him. Hard tyres are pretty slow, it seems. Now, as Schumacher gets up to 6th, is there any more positions to be had? Yeah, he's not a million miles away. He's too far, but he's not a million miles. As now we try and get Senna onto the podium step, and we can, up to P3. Schumacher up to P5. Probably pushing a little bit too hard. We can see the Ferrari driver up ahead. And we're actually really quick here. Very quick right now. So we are hunting down. You can see an extra level for these drivers would probably be a different outcome. As we go down the straight. Trying to conserve all the time. There is Verstappen. Can we get P1? Or as we just try and get P4. We might have a chance at P1 here. We have, I mean, that Leclerc, very slow. There is P4. Senna, surely into P1. Oh, no. Look how close we came in the end. It is P2 and P4. I tell you what, we had some serious pace in the car in that race to be able to catch that quick. If we had a better start, I think that race may have turned out a lot different. But what a good start. I mean, with the levels, P2 and P4, it's 44 points. And I said that I wanted 50 points from this race. And that is what I'm going to get. It's just a shame. Maybe one extra level on Senna and Schumacher, and that would have been a 47-point finish all day long. But 44 points from Hungary, you know, we'll take that. That's absolutely fine. Difficult matchup. 1-5-6-9. You can see the rival had a level 4 Senna and a level 5 Verstappen in their lineup. And you've also got the car. It's balanced again. What are people doing with their setups? Race number 3, the same bot. They must be running similar time. Well, I expect it's a bot. It could be a real player. I wasn't watching how long it was cycling through the matchmaking. It is the wet conditions, though, of Australia. As we go ahead and try to get some good scoring. Let's see where we do qualify. It is in P14 and P18. So we're going to go race start again, I think. We're going to go for that gladiator boost. Because it has defending, it has power unit. It also has race start in there as well. Can we get a good start? Is it a real player? Doesn't look like it at present. That Senna and Verstappen combo. And they don't use boost, so I expect it's a bot. But good start, that's why we're using Gladiator. And it's a very good start. This could be the most boring Australia circuit of the day. As we are into already P1 and P5. Now, this is why I told you in the strategy guide that this circuit is a must for a decent start, because you can gain some big gaps and go from the back to the front. And look, I wasn't wrong, was I? Look at the gap we have pulled. We are into P1 and P2, and that is a brilliant start. Exactly what we needed. We've got half the power unit still remaining, and look at the gap that we have filled out. This is what we like, power unit tracks. Just not on the same level as those speed and cornering circuits. So points are always available to go ahead and get. But we've still got to bring this home. You never know when a safety car might occur. We're going to keep pushing and building that gap though. Look at the gap that we have got. It is incredibly far ahead. And we've still got good power unit. Making sure to manage the power unit in the zones that you can't push at. That is what we teach you in the strategy guides. Absolutely. That is what we do. And that is why we've got pace. Senna and Schumacher lighting up down under. They are actually 12 seconds clear of Lando Norris back in third place. Look at the gap that we have. They're not even on the circuit, look. They're off the track. Yeah, great. Absolutely great start. We're going to double stack a little bit here. But, you know, we're that far ahead. I don't think it really matters. As we just queue up a little bit. And now Senna and Schumacher will come back out. And again, we can go forward. So you probably could maybe sneak out a 5-lap stint if you're in champions and got good levels, but that is actually pretty good. I'm happy with that one. That is going to be bringing this baby home. What do we talk about for 3 minutes? No safety cars though. This is the last lap that really a safety car can trigger. We can get the odd one on the final lap, but it's very, very rare. So as long as we get through this one without a safety car, we shouldn't see a safety car. Could we lap the rival again? That would be twice in qualifying if we do lap the rival. They should have enough power unit to push away. As we go down the straight, no safety car this time round. Melbourne is clear. And the rival just starting to push. So we won't lap the rival. They are just starting to push that power unit. As we go down, we are absolutely so far clear. Look at the gap. We're halfway round the circuit by the time P3 is getting to pretty much near the end of Sector 1. And now we do start the final lap. This easy Australia, our pace is really, really strong. Setups spot on. Drivers best we can get. And there is the rival. We might do another lapping the rival. This time a bot though. And now we can come through. There we go. We are P12 ahead of their car. We are P1. But we do overtake them. Do we overtake them with both cars? Verstappen is just going to survive. Nearly an embarrassing lapping. But job done in race number 3. Let's go. We are doing well. And I know we have a max setup from a car point of view. But the drivers aren't the biggest levels. So that is why I am absolutely buzzing with that one. That is a great job. And that is some big, big points in hand as well. So 53 points. That is what the doctor has ordered. And that is what we shall take as the rival comes over to finish. Let's go. 47. Bringing it home. Yeah. 1539. Now, this was the same rival, I think, that was running a balanced setup. Senna 4, Verstappen 5. Do they still have the balance? They do. And that's why they're going the wrong way. The final race of qualifying for this Earth Day event. And we are off to a pretty much the second of the 2 tough tracks in qualifying. We started off with Hungary, where we suddenly turned up in the final part of the race with some extreme pace, and now we go off to Spa, where race start can be difficult again, but we need long-term hope here. Now, Senna and Schumacher starting P12, P13. We're going on to the Street Sharp boost in a hope for a good start. Hopefully we don't get stuck behind a car. Come on, you often can go into the back of them here. And let's see if that is going to be the case this time round. As we get racing in Spa, do we get stuck? We only get stuck a little bit. Senna hasn't made the best start. They got stuck on the outside. But where are they going to be? They're going to lose positions. They're going to be 15th from turn 1. So it could be a lot worse. Sadly, it's not better. As now we've got to focus on overtaking cars and getting ourselves through the field. P8 for Schumacher, make that P7. Senna's coming through as well in P12. So a real good chance. And look at that, overtaking 2 cars. Making this easy is Schumacher. He's come out to play in Belgium. Schumacher then, P5. And it's going to get even better. They are making a mockery of the field here as Senna goes round the outside but just gets blocked and can't keep 10th. But he's back through past Alonso. Now Schumacher, Senna's still got a long way to make up here. He is not in a great position at all, just to remind you. He is still 10th place as Schumacher hits P1. And now Senna going round the outside, taking 2 cars. What a machine Ayrton Senna is, if we didn't know that already. Any more overtaking? There's P7. We are coming through. We've got Schumacher. Well, he can't even hold up the rivals. But we're in P1 and we're in P6. We're going to keep this push. And we're into P5. Come on. This is great work by Senna. This is why he was the brilliant driver we know. And let's push Schumacher now so we don't double stack. He's not holding them up anyway. There is P4. Lando Norris. Can we get him? We can't at the moment. Now can we, as we come off the exit of the corner, we're into P4. And now Schumacher will conserve. Where is P3 and P2? They're just about halfway between us. Is maximum points for Belgium on track. As Schumacher comes in, Senna comes in as well. Pit stops for everybody too. It's Sainz and Albon who currently are 2nd and 3rd. As we're going to get out just in P5. And then time to push again. Now it's time to get the 53 if we can. As we try and get past no early signs. This is for net position. P4, job done. What about Albon? There he is, just up ahead. As we move past, well, both of them. Wow. Senna is a dream. What a racer. Senna, the machine. Wow. These are the GOATs. We knew that of F1. But they are the GOATs of F1 Clash. They have absolutely, even with these low levels of 3 and 4, compared to going up to level 7, they are absolutely booming away. And look at the gap that they've pulled already back to Albon and Sainz on the hard tyres in 3rd and 4th. Brilliant racing. That is exactly what we needed. And this is exactly what we have got. Senna is absolutely on fire. And now we can focus on just bringing this home. We've got 1 lap to go. No safety cars will be coming out today. It is a clear run to the finish. And we are well clear of 3rd and 4th, who are having a ding-dong battle back there for the podium spot. But it looks like Senna and Schumacher have got it covered. Let's go. That is exactly what we wanted. Come on. We are so far clear again. If only it wasn't for that Hungary race where I pretty much think that was the best we could have done in the situation. we are actually on for some decent finishing. But Schumacher, well, he takes victory. Of course he does. Senna, he's taking P2. It's a great little qualifying session. It's not going to be our P1 weekend. We know that anyway because of our stats, of our levels. But at least we're in with a mix. We're in with a shout. Who knows what group or scores we see at the weekend. I do think, though, sadly, it's going to be a weekend for maximum point scoring. That is for sure. I can't see it any other way. So for us to go and get this result, it's going to be a little bit of a kick in the teeth because we know we're not going to finish there at the weekend. But job done for what I can do in qualifying. You can see there, 3-3, the best strategy going for the soft and the softs. You've got level 4 Senna for the rival with a level 6 Norris. And we've also then got the setup for the rival, 298 on the speed. Not a bad setup at all. But we end up taking very good points in the end. Job done. But let's go and see how it ends up looking in the qualifying round. 4 races complete. We slot into second place, 209 points. Freddie, I know Freddie, great round, 211 points. Significantly higher level drivers than us. So I'm going to absolutely take it. 209, we only dropped 3 points. But with the levels that we've got, I think that is a fairly good qualifying round.